good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This was going to be a very nice relaxed come to a client with me, but as usual, the day has escalated quite significantly and now I'm doing 17 things in one go. I've got an hour at my desk now to prep for the meeting that I've got later. I'm then going for lunch and a financial strategy deep dive with a client. She's a YouTuber, she's an incredible creator. Really excited for that. This might be super useful for other business owners, but also specifically other accounting practice owners. We have been making job offers left, right and centre. This is going to be chaotic because she's driving home. I've got bad news and then bad news. The bad news is hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It is good morning for me. If you are brand new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. I am a disruptor in the accounting industry, so I am disrupting what it means to be an accountant, what it feels like to have an accountant, and disrupting the concept that you can't scale a business to 7 figures without losing yourself along the way. Today, we're just gonna spend the day together. This was going to be, I feel like I say that at the start of every single vlog, this was going to be a very nice relaxed come to a client with me, which it still will be, but as usual, the day has escalated quite significantly and now I'm doing 17 things in one go. So I'll put a little snippet here of my schedule for the day. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, I share my daily schedule every single day. So you get to see behind the scenes of what running a large business, what running a large accountancy practice, and what being an accountant really looks like on a daily basis behind the scenes. So you can check this out here. So this is my schedule for the day. I've got an hour now at my desk. I got up this morning, cleared my inbox, went for a run, had some breakfast. This is my first coffee of the day and it's 9 a.m. So I've made some changes to my routine recently, which involve getting up, getting direct sunlight, running a lot earlier, but also holding back on my coffee. And obviously it means the first 3 hours of the day are utter hell, but I'm seeing like really positive benefits in the way that I feel as well. So first coffee of the day, I've got an hour at my desk now to prep for the meeting that I've got later. I'm then going for lunch and a financial strategy deep dive with a client who, if you are an avid YouTube watcher, if YouTube is your native platform, you might know who she is because she is an incredible YouTuber. And so I'm going for lunch and a deep dive strategy day with the incredible Jade Beeson, who is a client of ours. She's a YouTuber, she's an incredible creator. And so really excited for that. So I'm gonna bring you to come to a client with me, which was the initial rough plan for this vlog. But then obviously it's escalated. So we've got a very large prospective client. It would be a really big piece of work for us, which they're based in London. They got in touch earlier this week and said, would it be possible to have a face-to-face meeting? And and you're like, I am already in London. So what do? We pack her schedule so tight, she has a mental breakdown. So I'm going straight from my lunch and strategy session with Jade into a prospective client meeting on the other side of London, obviously. And then I am going for dinner with the lovely Steph Ellswood, who is another content creator, really close friend of mine. And so we are going for some dinner as well. So it's going to be a bit of a crazy day. It'll be lots of me running here, there and everywhere, but for the first hour of the day, the prospective client that I'm speaking to later, I actually haven't spoken to or met before. It's all been handled by our business development manager. And so I've allocated some time in my schedule to just take a deep dive into the client, what they do, exactly what questions might come up in the meeting. And then I'm just gonna pack up and get ready for the day. But it's gonna be a lovely day of come to multiple clients with me. So head down, defocus work, let's go. So as I'm preparing for this prospect meeting, I thought this might be super useful for other business owners, but also specifically other accounting practice owners. So whenever we have prospective client calls, we actually use AI transcription software to record and transcribe the calls. So if something like this happens where I need to go meet a client or it becomes a key account and so someone needs to like pick up a prospective client halfway through the onboarding process, in this case because Annabella, our business development manager, is on annual leave, she's currently skiing. If this happens, it means that I can literally watch every single conversation that's happened with this client so far, so that when I go into the meeting I feel like I know them already. I can pick up on any like changes in energy or things like that, and I can also just go through all of the questions that have been asked so far to make sure that I don't ask any questions that I should already know the answer to as well. So just wanted to hop in out of the time lapse to say, if like scaling your business or scaling your practice and really wanting to like map out what that onboarding process looks like for prospective clients, I would definitely recommend recording all of the calls for transcription purposes, training and monitoring purposes, but also literally for this, so I can jump in and see exactly what's happened to date and go into the meeting feeling super. I've done the prep work for the prospective client later. I have made loads of notes, I've got the quote in an email, I've just emailed all of that to myself, and now I'm doing a little bit of a deep dive into the first client that I'm seeing today, Jade. Yeah, just want to have a little look inside her accounting software, see what has changed recently, see if there's any like super easy quick ticks that we can do to help her, and just map out a bit of an agenda. I mean, Jade is a client that I know very well. We have done like podcast recordings together and stuff, spent quite a bit of time together, and so I think it's just going to be a nice wholesome lunch with a bit of like strategy consulting, but always like to be over prepared for the meeting. So I'm just going to spend some time with my head down, having a look inside her zero. One final job that I need to do before I go is we have been making job offers left, right and centre. I announced last month that we are opening our second office. So at the moment we have an office in Oxford and we're opening a Manchester office, and so we've just had our 5th job offer accepted for Manchester, and so I just need to call one of the applicants to answer a couple of questions that she's got. She's accepted the job, but she's just got a couple of questions about references, which is very common at this point in the recruitment process. I just need to give her a call, so you can come with me behind the scenes.
You've dialed an incorrect number.
Well, that's
Please
a good
check the
start.
number and try again.
Oh no, I'm just going to email her and ask for a number. That did not go well. I'll catch up with you in a minute. I am a strong, independent woman, and I've parked in a multi-storey car park without crying. Last shot you would have seen was me trying to call the person who's just accepted a job offer. She actually had the wrong number on her CV, so I bet she sat there like, oh, is that why I didn't get those other jobs? So called her. She is handing her notice in tomorrow, which is very exciting. I've just driven to the train station, called a client that I do board meetings with on the way to just have a quick chat. I then called another client who is currently doing a raise, so we are supporting them with their valuation and to help find angel investors, so I had a quick catch up with them on the phone as well. I've now got to run, spend my life running to different forms of public transport, so I've now got to run for the train into London. I have got changed. When I went on my run this morning, it was like blue skies, absolutely gorgeous, and then I came back outside, and you know when you're like, it's on the edge of needing a coat, and I'm going to be out late tonight for dinner, so she got changed. I don't know about you guys, I love a blazer, you then can't wear a coat, and so it's either blazer or coat. So this is my TED talk on finding an outfit that is appropriate for 3 different meetings that I have today, whilst also being weather appropriate, is just absolutely impossible. So I'm gonna run to get the train, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. that I've had today that I've had a crazy day. So I had lunch with Jade Beeson. We did the in-person strategy day, so that was like 4.5 hours, deep dive into her business. I've then just gone for a quick coffee meeting with a prospective client who is a big key account client or potential key account client, which I think we won. I think I played it cool. I think it went well. They were amazing. If I get 2 seconds at the end of this video, I'll tell you more about them and I can explain how we do key account management and stuff because it's super interesting. So I'm now running across London to the other side of London to Victoria, which is going to take about half an hour for dinner with my lovely friend Steph Ellswood. So come with me. We'll go across London. We'll go for dinner. I'll do a debrief at some point as well into the client meeting, prospective client meetings, key accounts and what that looks like. So let's go. Okay, I realise I am a bit of a failure because am I scared of vlogging in public? I wouldn't say I'm scared of vlogging in public. This is going to be chaotic because she's driving home. Driving home for Christmas. I'm not scared of vlogging in public. I'd say I'm more scared of like not being present in a situation because I'm more worried about vlogging than I am just like being in the situation, especially when it's with clients / close friends. Maybe I'll get better. Not sure, but just thought I would capture the moment and do a little drive home. I've got bad news and then bad news. The bad news is it's 9:45, ladies and gents. Me and Steph went for dinner and she was like, Rach, this is perfect because this place is super busy. I can book us a table for 6 p.m. and they'll kick us out at 7:30. So then we both know we'll definitely get home in time for bedtime, and they did not kick us out at 7:30, so we were both just chatting because it's been a while since we've seen each other in person. Okay, oh my god, this is great news. It's like it's before 7:30. We've got loads of time to catch up, and they just didn't need the table, so they didn't boo us out. So we were chatting, thinking that it had been no time at all, and actually it had been bloody ages. So didn't leave London till like 8:30, got home, 8:30. Took me half an hour to get across London on the tube, and then took me even longer to get home. So it's 9:45, so I'm currently driving home. My Whoop actually isn't shouting at me because I have, if you've been following my Instagram stories, I have actually changed what time I get up in the morning, which means that like I actually have like a doable bedtime, which is really improving my circadian rhythm, going to bed at the same time, increasing my sleep consistency, all of those things. So Whoop isn't shouting at me. But yeah, the bad news was we had such a good time, I didn't realise what time it was and ended up leaving later than I thought. But now I can give you a proper debrief on the client meeting, because if I say so myself, it was a 10 out of 10. I'd be very interested to get your opinion on this. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I don't do prospective client calls anymore. As lots of you know, I've been documenting my journey of actually stepping back from that side of our business because it doesn't need to be me anymore. But sometimes she gets involved. So we do key account management, which is where if the fee value of a client is over a certain amount, they get key account management, which is where James and I sort of have a bit of a closer relationship with that client. We're never like the sole point of contact, but we do have a bit of a closer relationship with them. And this prospective client, we've already had like 1 or 2 meetings with them. There's blue lights behind me. Does anyone else, when they see blue lights, even if they're not doing anything wrong, assume it's for them? I was full on like, my time has come, she's been arrested. Yeah, so people will never have like an exclusive one-to-one relationship with me and James. We'll never be exclusive. But sometimes, yeah, if the fee value is above a certain amount, we will have an involvement with the client. This prospective client has had 2 meetings with our business development manager because it's quite a big fee and they wanted an in-person meeting. I was actually going to be in London today with Jade and Steph anyway, so said, yeah, that's great. So went to the meeting, and this is a big client. Big client. Like, you know when you're ordering a Chinese takeaway and you're having loads of people around, there's like 9 of you, and you know once you've placed your order and you hang up the phone, they go, big order! Like, that's what this is for us. It's a big order, and I love it because we have been taking a lot of work from like very big firms, like Big 4, Top 4, the top 10. We take a lot of work off them for different reasons. Like very often our offering is like the opposite of theirs in terms of like close relationship support, proactiveness. Take a lot of work off the big firms as well as the staff. But yeah, take a lot of work off them, and so to actually have the flexibility where they can just say like, actually, can a partner of the firm come and meet us? And I'm there like, yes, I will see you tomorrow. That was very fun. But then to just be a person, like not wearing a suit, wearing like jeans and a cozy pink jumper was really nice. And then, okay, so the question that I wanted to ask you was, what would you do if I'd done all of the prep work this morning? You saw that, you came behind the scenes with me to do the prep work for that meeting. I had all of the notes, and just as I was waiting for the client to turn up, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna look at the details on Companies House, because I had looked at them on Companies House earlier, but I hadn't actually looked at the director. So for anyone that doesn't know, in the UK, Companies House is the open public register of all limited companies in the UK. It is a public register because companies are separate legal entities and that information is public knowledge. So you can have a look. So I'm in this cafe having a look at the Companies House website as I was waiting for this guy who I was like, I got the vibe from the call he was a similar age to me. And so I wanted to check because directors of limited companies, their month and year of birth is on the public register. So I was like, I'm just gonna check when he was born to see how old he is, so that if I make any, you know, weird millennial references, will he get them? And I checked Companies House, and he was born in the same month and the same year as me. But like, this is a big meeting. It's a big fee. This will be a key account to us, and whenever we take on a key account, I actually do always tell them that they will be, oh my god, this is so dark. Tamsin's gonna shout at me when she edits this, and she's gonna be like, this is all useless content. If you're watching this, Tamsin has worked up magic and got this editable. Yeah, I always tell people that there'll be key accounts because a lot of the people that come from the big firms basically come from the big firms because they're sick of feeling like a small client. So I always say like, dude, you're a big client to us. So I realised that this guy was born in the same month and year as me, and I was like, oh, this is like a big important business meeting. With a businessman. Do I tell him that I am very confident we are the same star sign and like are basically spirit animals? And I was like, do you know what? It's a vibe check. If I say we were born in the same month and same year and he gets a bit weird, it just wasn't meant to be. He'll probably find an accountant that is a good fit for him. So he turned up. Firstly, it was him and his EA. They are huggers. I am a hugger. We love a hug. So I had a hug. Again, big change from the big four. There are no hugs in the big four and lots of suits. So he turns up. We have a hug. I have a hug with his EA. And I say, I'm really sorry, I've got to tell you, I was just catching up on my notes. I've just had a look on Companies House, and we were actually born in the same month and the same year. And he said, what day? And I said, my day. And he said, his day. I'm not going to tell you because then you can work out my date of birth, which is probably sensitive information. I said the day, he said his day, and he was like, oh, I'm actually on the cusp. We're not actually the same star sign. I know what you're thinking. And I was like, yes. That was the moment I knew I'd won the client. So I just had to sit and, you know, nod for the next half an hour because I was like, yes, we are the same star sign. And the fact that he even mentioned a star sign means I know that he wants to work together. And that was it. We ended up winning the client. They want to work together. It's a really big deal. They are so cool. They are such a cool business. I can't really say what they do because I don't think there's many people that do that in the UK. You'll be able to work out what they do, and they haven't given me their permission to say their name, but yeah, absolutely wild. And then headed back across London because, you know, she loves the tube. She doesn't value her personal space and she loves getting ill, so she went back on the tube. But I'm not a mouth breather, so I'm hoping I don't get ill on the tube. Went back on the tube across the other side of London and went out for dinner with the lovely Steph Ellswood. I'll pop a little picture on the screen. But it was I actually don't normally mind vlogging when I'm out with a friend because it feels more comfortable. Like, Steph's a content creator, she's fine. But it was very close, like all of the tables were really close together, and I was like, this is just gonna be some weird food ASMR of me eating my dinner. Like, it's gonna be so loud, I'm not even gonna be able to video anything, so I did not. And that's my TED talk about my day. But yeah, I'm gonna rest, and I'm actually gonna let you know what my group score is tomorrow because, you know, I'm on a journey to get balance in my life, and coming into London and doing that many meetings in a day, actually, to be honest, is a big test. But I'm gonna be home before the bedtime that Whoop is telling me that I need to have, so I will keep you guys updated and I will see you in the morning. I have just watched the briefly cut together bits of this video and it is so chaotic. That's probably one of the, I was gonna say worst, it's not bad, but it's probably one of the most chaotic vlogs I have ever done in my life. But I would say for where I'm at right now in terms of the business, it was actually a very good representation of a day in my life. I'm trying to just like top and tail the video and give you insight into anything that you might have missed. One of the things that I repeatedly get asked questions about, which I thought would be super relevant to this video, especially when we're talking about going and visiting prospective clients, is actually the prospective client process and how I have handed that over, how we make sure that we've got like really, really good consistency. I mentioned earlier that we use video recording and transcribing software, but one of the other things that we use, and I'll pop a link to this in the description of the video, is a prospective client checklist that I have built and curated over the last 4 years to get it to the point where every single prospect receives the same experience. It makes our internal like onboarding experience really, really good. It gives us a solid checklist of everything that we need to do for every single client. And so I actually sell our prospective client checklist. So when I started the practice, I found it very daunting and quite hard starting every single checklist with a blank page. And so as much as possible, wherever I can, I will white label our checklists and documents, and you can find all of those on Teachable. So I'll pop a link in the description below to Teachable so you can see all of the bits that we sell, but specifically that prospective client checklist, because I think if you found this video interesting, you'll probably find that very interesting as well. So it's been a couple of days since I recorded that video. Obviously she did not record this outro the day after like she said she would. I've actually just got ready for the day and was like, let's close off that video. I'm very excited to let you know that the prospective client that I went to see has accepted their proposal. Super big fee for us, so absolutely delighted with that, really, really happy. Not only is it a big fee, but they're a huge sort of like core value alignment business, really excited to grow and scale with them. Obviously the dinner with Steph was beautiful and I promise to get better at vlogging in public. But this video is part of a new series where I'm trying to take you guys behind the scenes into what it's like to actually visit clients. So come to a client with me to give other practice owners, people who want to be an accountant, people who are considering maybe moving from industry to practice, just insight into what it's actually like working with, building relationships with clients. And so thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful. As always, the very, very best way to support me as a creator is to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what videos you want to see next. Subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell notification so that you get notified every single time I release a juicy video like this one. Thank you so much for spending a chaotic day in the life with me, and I hope to see you again very soon.